Happy holidays. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If you'd like to see more panel videos like these, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, comment down below, give me a like, and remember, I'm on Cameo if you'd like a special shout out from me, and it's recording time!
It's going to be interesting because I could not hear it.
It's okay to ask them at improv.
If improv is my guys, probably avoid that for right now too. It's just a specifics thing. I think it's just because, again, they've just been traveling a lot. They've been doing multiple shows. So probably no to improv. Probably no to improv. A lot, again, they do their voices anyways. Just the way they are, you're going to hear their voices. So without further ado, I don't want to take the time away from them and yourselves. Let's bring them all in.
We share a mask. We'll share a chair.
Yeah. No.
Half a cheek, half a cheek.
One chair.
Move down.
Whoa. We'll get a chair coming in.
Oh.
We're okay.
I'll sit down.
Okay, hold on. Like I said, we'll share a mask. We'll share a chair. It's fine.
Thank you, brother.
There we go. I got you.
Here.
Oh, now we gotta
Scoot the other way.
Bring it
Oh, wait.
There we go.
Okay, well, before we even start,
Now
hold
I
on.
get your chair, Mom.
Told
You
you.
gotta play.
Here we go. Everybody say hi.
You gotta play.
One more time. Everybody say Leap Hurricane.
We need your chair.
Very indulgent.
Yeah, we're all scooting down.
Sorry, man. I'm getting bossed around.
Cool. We're going to get started.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go.
Naruto couldn't figure out.
This way.
That's not usually my job.
Yeah.
My job is to scream. That's
All
my
right,
job.
okay.
Believe it.
Cool. So we're just going to go down the road. We're going to have like, we're going to do a selfie.
Everybody scream, verify me on Twitter.
Me too.
You guys didn't do it. Verify me on Twitter.
Yeah.
No, it's touching this.
I didn't get it. Well, okay, here. Okay.
But no, we're going to go down the road. If you guys could introduce yourselves, please.
Sure. Tell them what's that.
Oh, you want me to start?
Yes, please.
My name is Tom Gibis, and I play Shikamaru Nara.
Hello. Sorry, Tom. Sorry. You say it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Whatever. What a drag.
Hello, I'm Colleen O'Shaughnessey. I play Eno and go to Unreal.
I'm the handsome devil of the Hidden Leaf Village. I am Rock Lee.
My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Believe it.
Yeah, Brian Donovan.
And I am. My name is Kate Higgins, and I play Sakura. And I also do. Does anybody remember Udon that always had snot? Yes. I don't know if anybody ever talks about Udon.
I didn't even know you did that.
Yeah. So I'm Udon, and I have a lot of snot going, but I have a mask on, so you can't see.
That would be an awesome pop.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, everybody.
Snap pop. I'm Michael Yurchak, and
I am the silly version of Toby.
And also the last version of Obito.
Tell them that you're just.
I'm only part of it.
Say the first half of the line.
Just kidding.
It's just as I expected.
Leo Kaplan. No one cared who I was until I put on a mask. And I'll do this so we can get it out of the way all at once, one time. Wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes as planned in this accursed world. I provided the voice of Toby, Obito, when they thought that they were Madara Uchiha. So for all of you people who used to come to me at panels and say, you know, you're not really Madara Uchiha, eventually, I was.
Goosebumps. 100%. So what I would love to start, question I would love to start with, and it's so hard to come up with original questions because the show's been around for what, over 15 years at this point?
Yes.
Tons of movies, video games, apparel, and
Apparel, yes. They don't give us any, but yeah, sure.
Well, we still hear your voice when we look at the images. So with that said, I know this is a story you probably said 100 times, but as far as the casting process and being cast for the part and things like that, and the thing about it is, it's such a multi-generational show. You have fans from middle school all the way to fans in your 30s. Some
And
know the
older.
story.
And older.
We're all getting there. But with that said, there's new fans alike and constant new fans joining from the community who may not know the story. So I know you didn't want me to do like the one, but would you mind at least telling us about the process as far as how you got cast in the first place?
Yeah.
If you want to start at the end.
Yeah. Tom?
Well, as I recall, they were calling just about every actor in Los Angeles out for Naruto. I'd never heard of it. It was you know, once you kind of experience what it is, all of a sudden you start seeing it everywhere, like at Target. You know, everywhere you turn, there's Naruto. There's that little orange guy with the yellow hair. And so when I came in, the basic process was they said pick 3 sides, which are I picked Choji, I picked Naruto, and I picked Shikamaru. And they ended up casting me as Shikamaru.
Same thing. I auditioned. Lots of, characters on the table. Grabbed the ones. Honestly, do not remember which ones I grabbed. But then they cast me as both Konohamaru and Ino at the same time. And then after that, I don't even remember when Hanabi came in, but she came in later. So yeah, audition.
I had just finished Digimon and doing Davis, and so part of that team.
Digi armor energized! Come on, guys, you gotta play digital world.
A lot of that team was doing Naruto, so they had asked me, and they were having trouble with Rock Lee. They were having trouble finding, like, what are we gonna do with this guy? And he's, and so they asked me to actually audition specifically for Rock Lee, and the rest, as they say, is history. But yeah, casting. Thank you.
Speaking of Rock Lee, he is 100% the Rocky Balboa of the series. I'm just saying, hard work does pay off.
That's right. Nice.
I auditioned for Naruto and I played Naruto. Short and sweet. Kate slept with somebody, that's how she got Sakura.
I thought she slept with you.
Yeah, I said somebody.
She said so.
Yeah, somebody. Keep it mysterious,
It
baby.
was really that easy. That's what they tell you on entertainment. It's really not that easy because, everybody's sleeping with everybody and ain't everybody getting anything, okay? So that doesn't work. So find another switch. Because I tried it. No. I don't remember. I read for Sakura, and then I went home to Alabama to visit my family, and they called me to come back in for a callback, and I said, I can't, I'm in Alabama. And then they called me the next day, and they said, don't worry about it. They just decided you are Sakura, and we don't need you to do a callback.
Wow.
So, there you go.
I joined late because Toby didn't show up for a little while, at least my version of Toby, and this was one of my first anime auditions, and I was asked to come in specifically for it, And I did, and I guess Brian Donovan was already doing a small voice for somebody else, and so they needed somebody else who could be kind of silly, and that was the way it happened, and there it was. And then when the reveal happened later on, spoiler alert, I was just in the booth, and I could also do something a little bit different, and they let me do that, and that was it. It wasn't a regular casting for me though on either front, and so I'm right now sort of in total shock because from the beginning I had no idea what I was getting into, and I had no idea what I was getting into, and I'm glad to be in it. It's good.
Awesome. So, like, all of my Studiopolis friends were working on Naruto, and I wasn't. And they brought me in to play this one character. I don't remember his name. I don't remember anything about it except halfway through the story, a little flower grew out of his nose. And that was it. And then I did the one episode. And then they called me one day, and they said, I think we got something. And I went in, and basically Jamie Simone and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who Mary Elizabeth is the touchstone for all the wonderfulness of the best episodes of Naruto. She knew the mythology backwards and forwards and sideways and diagonally, and I don't know about these guys, but always kept me in the right place. But they played me the original Japanese actor, and they said, do that. But in English. And I did. And they went, okay. And I did like 120 episodes.
With that said, for a lot of stories, it is about the auditioning process. I'm sure you go out all the time. You never know what's going to hit. You don't know what the phenomenon is going to be. At what point, and this is for whoever wants to answer, at what point did you realize this is huge, this is something special?
Today.
Cool. No, but really,
I went to see the Sparks play, and we parked the car. My friend had really great tickets, great parking place. I walked out, and it was Anime LA at the convention center. I was going to the Sparks game right next door at the Stadium Center. And when I walked out of the car, I looked up, and there were like 40, 50, I don't know, people dressed as Naruto taking a group picture. I was like, that's really weird, man. And it hadn't come out yet in the US. So I was like, oh, I think this is much bigger than I thought it was. It's only gotten bigger though. I think we can all agree on that, right? Especially with the pandemic.
Yep.
Because so many people binge watched it, or they dragged their girlfriend or boyfriend, you know, something into it. So
they Netflixed and chill. Yeah, sorry, shut that one down. Yeah, I think we can all attest, like when we signed up, we had no idea that there would be a 13, 14, 15-year run, and there'd be 800 episodes, and no idea. So, I mean, it's been just quite a ride. And we've all grown up on the show, right? Because you know, I was in my 30s when we started. I'm in my 50s now. You know, you have kids. And my voice still hasn't dropped in.
There was a time lapse in there. There was a 3-year time.
3-year difference, yeah.
That's right.
Well, there was the blip, you know.
What's that?
There was the blip, you know.
shout out to Thanos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Snap.
I don't know. I would say, you know, I briefly played Optimus Prime for a year, and people were like, "Oh, that's nice. You're not Peter Cullen, whatever." But then you know, like just as Miley said, something happened during the pandemic where it's like it felt like Star Trek in that we haven't lost old fans, but we picked up a bunch of new ones. And I was doing a show in Florida, and this guy came up and showed me his forearms.
Oh, thank God you said that.
And
that brief pause gave me a little moment of hesitation.
never even occurred to me.
He showed me his forearms.
This guy had 4 arms.
No, just the, anyway, he had that monologue on his arms, and it's like, when somebody's got your character on their body or something you said on them, it's kind of like, oh, that's dedication.
Yeah, it's sort of the scene in Godfather 2, Michael Corleone, when they're willing to die for their cause. You know they're serious. You can't win this war. You can't win this war. Godfather 2, anyone?
That was the one that Andy Garcia wasn't in, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Cool. Anybody else?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Speaking.
Full speed ahead.
That's good.
Fair enough. So with that said, hardcore fans, tons of support. Are you fans of your own characters? And if so, what is the biggest fan effort you made for your own characters? Like, did you get a mural of your character? Do you have a plushie of your character? Things like that.
This could go horribly south. What's this rated? What is this panel rated anyway?
I looked there, it's only a couple young ones.
It's rated E for everyone.
Yeah, E for everyone.
Keep it clean, keep it clean, keep it clean.
Made sensitive ears present.
Anyone?
I'll go. For me, I'm going to kill both birds with one stone. I knew that it was big when I picked up my son from a play date, and in his buddy's big brother's bedroom, there was a shrine to the show. And I had never seen the show, and I saw a Toby doll, and I play that guy. And the kid couldn't believe it, and my son didn't understand it, and that was when I figured it out. And I went and found that doll and bought it. so that's it. Yes, yes, I'm a fan of my own character. Of course I'm a fan of my own character.
I love to find things with my own characters, but it's so hard to find. Like, I forget where I was at convention, and the only thing I could find of Eno was this keychain that's this big. So I have that. I tried to find a t-shirt. I found one, which I'm not wearing it today. I wore it on nothing, but it's like everybody. Eno's on it, but Konohamaru's not. I have never found a Konohamaru.
Really?
Yeah. So I would love
He's such a popular
to have.
character.
I know. Make it pop. I don't know. But I love to have things with my characters. I can't find them.
Yeah.
They're not out there.
I'll tell you a funny story. It just happened to me a couple months ago. You heard it. But so I was with my two boys, my mom, who's 84, and I'm gonna say my age again, just so you guys, for context of the story. I'm 54 years old, okay? I'm with my mom. Let's hear it for the 50-year-old. So anyway, Naruto is now on AARP. No.
You mean Rock Lee?
Yeah, Rock Lee. Never give up. But so I'm we're in the mall, and we're trying to find my one son some sneakers, and we're going to this store. I don't even know what the name of the store was, but they had some Naruto stuff, and I said, oh, and my son's like, Dad, that's your show. And my mom, who's 84, who's pretty cool and with it, but she's like, wait, that's your show? Where's your character? Is that your character? I was like, no, I don't see Rock Lee. She's like, what? And she gets a salesperson over. My son is Rock Lee. Where is the Rock Lee? I'm 54 years old. And my mom is yelling at the clerk saying, where's the Rock Lee? I mean, it was nuts. I was like, what is happening right now? And she's like having this long debate of like, why isn't Rock Lee here? And I mean, it was embarrassing, but also kind of funny. It makes for a great story. Anyway, so your mom will fight for you to the end. But they should.
My family never watched the show, or watches the show. It's okay, screw them. Anyway, I was in Boston, where my family lives, and I grew up overseas, but I went to college in Boston. So I went back to see my family, and we're walking along, and on Newbury Street, which is a really cool street with a lot of cool shops. And my sisters and brother couldn't give a crap about Naruto. Like they're just like, yeah, whatever. The only time they talk about it is when they come and like, my boss's son is really into your show. Can you send an autograph or something? I'm like, all right, you could watch it. So I'm with one of my sisters and her friend, and my sister's like, I mean, is it that big? Is it really that big? And I said, let's go in that store. And it was Newbury Comics, if anyone knows that. And I walked in and I go, do you have any Naruto stuff here? And they're like, yeah, it's all in the back, this whole shelf. And they go, are you Naruto? And I'm like, see? But they still haven't watched the show.
So I've played Call of Duty, and every once in a while I'll be out and play Call of Duty, and they'll say, well, what do you do? And I'm like, well, I'm a voice actor. I play Shikamaru Naruto. And then they're like, no, you don't. It's so weird because they'll be like, yeah, nice try, guy, but you're not him.
Yeah, I did that. I was like, I play Naruto. The one guy goes, I play it too. Not the game. You can beat that out of all the YouTube videos you guys are going to put up in the next hour and a half. Actually, you'll probably do something with that, right? I stopped saying that.
Cool. I say we open it up to the floor. Who has questions? Cool. So let's do it this way. Okay, we're going to try to do it from your seats. Otherwise, I may try to form a line with spacing in between. It's had a hard time hearing one person. We tried that. Didn't work out so well. Let's go with the person with the thumbs up real quick.
Question for Brian.
Oh, yes.
About the much bigger show Naruto SD, Rock Lee and his Ninja Pals.
Yes. This is very exciting for me, by the way.
Obviously, Rock Lee didn't get too much screen time to develop himself and Naruto and Shipping it. But how do you feel having like that full 64 episodes to yourself?
I'll be honest with you, it was awesome. No, I mean, it was funny because they called and said, hey, we have, it was 49 episodes, but I like your count better. 64 episodes of Rock Lee and his Ninja Pals, and I got the call and they're like, hey, we got 49 episodes of this and the spinoff, do you want to do it? And I was like, of course I want to do it. I'm not going to hand the baton to someone else to do Rock Lee. No way. And so, but it was really fun. I mean, you've seen it, so it's just super funny. It's irreverent, it's goofier, and it was awesome. I mean, what's not to love about being the lead of your own show, right?
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
I got bills to pay, people.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was super fun. I love that show, and I love any fan that comes up to my table and says, I love that. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. In fact, I was bummed that there weren't more, because we weren't sure at one point if they were gonna, more were coming down the path. But in the end, it was 49. But it was really fun. Thank you very much. That was awesome. Thanks for watching. Yeah.
I also want to say that was a great question. Just to reiterate the guidelines, let's make sure that we're keeping it specific to the actors. Okay. Also, they're taking time out of their days, so anything that has to do with individualism, like autographs, things like that, is linked to the table. They work really hard, and some of them are here only for today, some for tomorrow. So let's keep the respect. And yeah, who else has questions? Let's go with the Adidas hat. Yes.
So I have a question for Naruto. Was it emotional for you having a spoiler alert, by the way? To filming the part where Kurama passes?
What? We haven't done that yet.
The exit is located on.
No more spoil.
Go ahead.
Good luck getting out of here alive, dude. I'll protect you. Rock Lee is your ninja pal. Make sure you get out of here alive.
Just because I like the hoodie, let's go with reflective sunglasses, green hoodie. That's you. That's a great question. Great question.
One of my favorite quotes by Rock Lee was, always remember, a hero is not one who never falls. They are the one who get up again and again, never losing sight of their dreams. Now, the original version was he. I changed it to they, for everyone. That is, look, we will all fall. There's no question, but it's getting up. It's getting up and showing up. And look, we all here, and you all here, have witnessed dreams coming true, and people realizing their goals. And so it is not impossible. just work hard. I mean, you know, use Rock Lee as the example of perseverance, determination, and leading with a pure heart. Like, I think sometimes we forget that, especially this last year and a half. It's been so insane. But really, Rock Lee leads with a pure heart, and that is universal. That is unisex. Lead with a pure heart, never give up, and always get up, show up, and your dreams will come true. But thank you. That's an awesome, awesome question.
Absolutely. And also, on a personal note, Naruto is such an inspirational show in general, and realistically, I know personal friends, myself, that feel it's an underdog story. And it's thanks to you guys that you guys brought that to life for us, so thank you so much for that, seriously. I'm gonna go with only question had her hand up the entire time that question was up. Young lady in the far wall, please.
Hi, this question's for Naruto. What was your favorite blooper from when you were recording your voice in Naruto?
Keep it clean.
Yeah, that's a tough one. When we used to have scripts, we work off iPads now for this stuff mostly. And when we used to have scripts, Yuri would leave horrible things, and drawings next to my lines. If he knew I hadn't been in yet, he'd be like, "Is Maile on this episode yet?" They're like, "No." So he'd be like, "You suck!" You know, like he would just write all over it. So there are plenty of times when I'm cracking up. God, there's a whole lot of stuff that none of us ever want to get out in public because, you know, there's swearing. I tell the story when you were pregnant, right? Didn't you leave the studio and give birth?
Yes.
What did you tell them?
I don't think that's.
You don't think it, she was like Sakura, then she's like, "I'm gonna have the baby," and she went to the hospital, right?
Yes.
Don't you think that's exciting?
My second son was born. I went to the studio. I got out of the car. I said something doesn't feel right. I was like, something is about to fall out. But it was sort of early, and so then I went in there and sat down, and Jamie was like, "Maybe you need to call a doctor." I said, and then I said, "Yeah, let me call." So I called, and then I went, and my child was here 4 hours later. And two and a half hours was spent driving to the hospital. He really just came out, but I didn't name him Naruto.
Okay, so Team Kate for like the zombie apocalypse for keeping composure under any condition?
Yes.
Just saying?
I think that's a good story.
I think it's very great stuff.
But the weirdest thing is it happened to Tom, too.
So, Tom, welcome. Actually, that's a question for you, Tom. Since Shikamaru is such a chill dude, like realistically chill, was there ever moments, was there ever moments where you're just like, okay, no, he's a badass. Like, that's just like, okay. He's always he's so calm and collected, but was there ever a point where you're just like, nah, I get to let loose?
The first time that I became aware that Shikamaru was cool, like really cool, not just the lazy guy who didn't want to do anything, was the Chunin exams.
Absolutely.
He didn't want to do it. They pushed him in. He had to fight a girl. And then he gets Tamari all wrapped up and then quits.
Yes, sir. Biggest advice ever.
And he makes it, to this day, she's mad at him. She married him, but she'll never forgive him. So, and then I went, this guy knows what's going on. Like this, there's more to him than just like, I don't want to do anything. This is such a drag. You know, I thought that's when I really knew like there's going to be big things. And then of course, when I killed Hida. I should say, I didn't kill him. I cut off his head and buried him in pits. And he's still alive.
That's how I met your mother story.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert.
Never next generation. Let's go with the little one with his arm behind his head. Yes, you.
My favorite script? I just like different arcs, you know, because it's too much. There's so much. But I really love all the fighting stuff. It gets really gritty. That's pretty fun for me. I like it. I just have favorite arcs in the whole show, like the first fight with Sasuke and the tuning exams and yeah. Hey, I'll give you a free autograph and a picture and a gift if you do the Naruto run up and back.
Dude, right now. Come on, 1, 2, 3.
And I also have a picture, a group photo thing with a lot of autographs on it.
When they made my son run the mile at school, he and his friend used to Naruto run the whole way.
Actually, quick question for you, Miss Colleen.
For me?
Yes. So, in the beginning, you and Sasuke were fighting. I mean, you and Sakura were fighting over Sasuke.
A little bit.
And,
Yeah.
you think Ino was a better choice?
I do, as a matter of fact.
I just,
I mean, honestly. It's funny, when I first started working on the show, like we all said, I don't read the manga, so I wasn't aware of the stories and stuff. The very first convention that a bunch of us went to, it was, what's the big anime one?
Anime LA?
Yeah, that one.
Or Comic-Con?
No, it wasn't Comic-Con, it was a big anime. And I'd never been to a convention before, and I was like, oh, this is fun, and they're like, yeah, okay, think of like a Star Trek convention, but like more, and everyone will be dressed up or whatever. Like I got there, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm not dressed right. So we were all up there, we did this panel, and then they had us all in this room signing autographs, and someone came up to me, and she was dressed like Sakura, and she's like, I guess you can sign this. And I was like, that's okay, really. I don't have to. I don't like. And I was sitting next to Steve Bloom and he's cracking up. And I was like, I mean, she's like, did you know that Ino is the 113th favorite character? Oh my God! Wow! I didn't even know there were 113 characters on the show. Like, and then she made the list. So I started signing Lucky 113. So people really hated her in the beginning. But look who I was partnered with. I've got, whatever pants over here, Shikamaru, and Choju, all he wants to do is go and eat. I wasn't on the best. We got better.
Like to hang out with eat and sleep.
Right? And I was like, I just want to, kick some butt. But, so it was challenging. But now I feel like people really like her now, right? People and we made up. I always wondered if you really hated me in real life. No, I love you. I hate you. But that really, I already know you do. But that really is sort of a testament to sort of how when you've done the show for so many years, you really start sort of identifying with your character. And I really did. I think you're sort of nuts. I think you're, kidding. But, I really felt like, Colleen doesn't like me because Ino doesn't. I really like him, so I like him. I like you. No, I really do.
The moment. I used to run into Liam O'Brien, who plays Gara, in the hallway. You'd see him passing, I'd just go by him and I'd go, Gara. And then he'd go, Shikamaru back. And it's so funny, you just do that, make eye contact thing. And now he's my brother-in-law. Not Liam O'Brien, Gara is Shikamaru's brother-in-law. Can you imagine that Christmas though? Gara and Shikamaru sitting across the table?
Yeah.
I got you a gift.
All right, so we're gonna speed ramp real quick. Probably have like maybe 3 minutes left. So maybe quick.
These three kids over here.
Two kids over there. You guys have been up the entire time. Yes. Let's start with the red shirt, orange, red, fire shirt. Yes.
Naruto. First
Naruto.
of all, you're like really good, and then second of all, I love love rats.
Oh, thank you.
Let me ask you. Go.
Naruto, big fan. What's your favorite scene that you did?
Well, again, I mean, there's 730 episodes, but so it's hard to pick one scene. But I do like the first fight with. I like the tuning exams when they were little. That was really fun, and the first fight with Sasuke was great, and the pain arc when I met Sai was a good time. I mean, there are a lot, but thank you for asking, and thanks for the compliment.
Cool. Man in the front. Yes, you.
Alright, this one's directed for our Naruto Uzumaki here. Well, I just wanted to know, with all the Naruto and Sasuke lines between you and Yuri, was there ever like some kind of running joke between you guys about that at some point?
The whole show.
I mean, yeah. Again, there's an age limit here, but like, okay, so this is how it goes. When Mary Elizabeth Berlin, who we all love dearly, was directing the show, which she did for a long, long time, she's like, oh, I'm gonna wheel this, I'm gonna play it back further so you can see this scene, right? So you understand it. And so she'd go back a few lines, and it'd be like, Sasuke would be like, Naruto, you know, just whatever. And be like, eat me, you know, or something. And I'd be like, what? So they would record these just to mess with me in the booth, and those are just really great. Steve Bloom does a lot of it, I think, right? Yeah, Steve Bloom, he does a lot of those. They're hilarious, and it just makes it really fun.
One last
We
question.
have a really good time.
One last question. Hands up, hands up. Who wants it? Who wants it? Who wants it?
Panel should be 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yes, you. Thank you for saying that.
This is for Sakura. What do you think your modern day theme song would be?
Oh, that's a great question.
Oh my goodness.
That's a great
You mean, oh gosh, but I might need a little help because I don't really leave my closet anymore these days. So,
Theme songs are just like music in the background. What do you think that's like upbeat and like singing? What would be your song?
oh God.
Tom has a
I'm
song.
thinking, what?
Tom made up a song. Come on.
Well, maybe mine's more sort of about like I will survive.
Cha!
You know?
You sing it?
If
Sing
you-
it, Kate. Sing it.
It's for Christmas.
yeah.
Just
Go.
sing it
There they go, they're singing. And I did have a love song. Hey, what the I did have a love. I wrote a love song for Sasuke, and it was online, and then they pulled it.
What?
YouTube took it off. But I wrote a love song for him. It's called "Waiting on My Heart," and it is a love song. You can try to find it online. Can you sing it? Sing it.
Sing it.
Waiting on my heart, it just will not seem to let go. I'm waiting on my heart. I'm always the last to know.
Yes. Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for being an amazing crowd. Thank you, everyone on the panel.
We're signing.
Thank you, everyone.
We're signing in the autograph area if you haven't been there yet.
Yes.
And I'm not here tomorrow.
Kate's only here
Only
today.
today till 5.
So get her autograph first if you want an autograph.
Find their tables, say hi to them, keep the conversation going.
Thank you all for all your
Thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
I'd like to grab something.
Hello.
Something to eat. Yeah. Real quick.
I said say.
Now that I figured out where I was supposed to sit.
And for anybody who are Power Ranger fans, stick around for Love Island Grid starring Christopher Cole, aka Andros from In Space. Justin Nemo will be here, In Space Silver, Patrick Daly, Cycle Ray, Colin K. Bass,